wait no longer. Greatness has arrived. Welcome to the Trophy Room, a PlayStation podcast made by the players for the players. I'm your host, Joseph, and it is here on this very podcast where we talk about the latest and greatest in PlayStation each and every Thursday. And alongside me, the greatest co-host, whoever is, whoever will be, Mr. Kyle Stevenson. How are you, sir?
I'm good, Joe. It feels like we've been going nonstop for a while now.
Oh.
We had quite the week.
Yeah, man. It's been quite just like a couple of weeks. Like,
yeah, for sure.
Then we had the Kind of Funny meetup. I got to meet a hero, and then I almost got mugged. Found out I had a hernia. Now I'm under the weather. A ton of things.
Do you have to have surgery on the hernia or no?
Probably. Oh, that's going to be an adventure. So it's been a series of ups and downs. But with that, today, here at the Trophy Room, again, we talk about the latest and greatest of PlayStation. We got some greats, and we got some not so great news. We got name changes. We got God of War news. They won some BAFTAs, guys. Star Wars is coming out in a few days, let me say that. A trailer for Fallen Jedi, or Fallen Order, coming out later this week. But before we get into that, Kyle, what have you been playing?
So like Joe said, we were at the meet and greet on Saturday all day. Sunday I was at WrestleMania, and then I was at Raw and SmackDown this week as well. So I didn't get to play much, but today I played Borderlands Game of the Year Edition for a couple hours, which is the first game in the franchise.
You tell me not to buy. You got it at PAX. Never mind.
Yeah.
How are you liking it?
In my eyes, I can see why I liked it, but I totally prefer to. Way much more.
Okay.
One, it's very brownish all around. Like there's not a whole lot of fluctuation in color.
So
but
Trump
again,
didn't like this game.
No. Yeah. I didn't even hear
cage.
that. Oh God.
Continue. Sorry. Not even 2 minutes into the show.
No. So the game's fun. It's Borderlands, which is great. I remember playing this back in the day, so I need to get to the point where I stop playing one. Maybe it'll feel a little bit fresher.
Okay.
But I'm happy to be back in the land of Pandora, and I'm excited to get through it and then play 2 with you whenever you decide to pick it up. Because that's what I'm really waiting for.
Let me tell you something.
What up?
I picked it up.
Yeah, buddy.
It was like $15. I was just like, well,
it's time.
Here we are. You know?
Yeah.
That's what it is. I picked that up just a few days ago because it was on sale. And then I got 2 games for review code. So before we begin, because I know I'd forget, I played Falcon Age, which was provided by Outer Loop Games. Fantastic. So far, so very good. It's a VR game, first and foremost, but you can play it outside just regular PlayStation 4. It runs for $19.99. And you're playing as a young girl who your planet has been taken over by robots, but how they talk about it is actually how it would be. It's not like, oh, the human race has been taken over by robots. Actually, it's about colonialization. And so it's telling the other side of the tale that oftentimes when we think of the brave new world, a brave new frontier, it's often through the white person's perspective and how awesome and how adventurous things are. They don't talk about the people that suffered. So you're very much in this kind of, again, from what I'm getting, this kind of like Native American almost like feel to it. Where, like everybody I've met is brown. Like
nice.
I'm a person of color in this game, and a lady, a matter of that. And the cool thing about it is there's little like dialogue options that you get. And I didn't know this was going to be a thing, but there's one question where you meet your auntie. That's one of the main characters, and she calls you by your natural name, and it's just like a really long, like 15-letter name. And I was just like, oh, there's a shorter option. It's just Aura. And so I was like, no, call me Aura. And then she says, the auntie asked me something along the lines of, this is your culture. This is your heritage. Embrace it. Or did you make that decision, or did they tell you to do that?
Wow.
I'm like, no, I was just like, whoa, shit, yeah, it's deep. And like, yeah, you're playing this game. It's VR. You're solving puzzles and fighting things with this bird, this falcon. Everybody, like the warriors, are like falcon warriors, which is a great way to set up how combat's going to work. So there's flying enemies, there's grounded enemies, and you have a whip and a baton to beat stuff up with.
That's
I
awesome.
thought for the combat in VR, It actually feels really good. And because there's enemies in the sky, and like towers will actually shoot at your Falcon. So you actually have to call back the Falcon. You have to actually kind of plan attacks more strategic like than most VR games where it's just like beat the shit with a hammer as much as you can. You actually got to think about every engagement you walk into. So I like the combat a lot for VR. It's a great stepping stone. But outside of VR, I would say, I don't know. To me, it's cool that you can play it without your VR. But I would so much prefer this just strictly as a VR title. Also, the little Falcon you get grows up to be this huge Falcon. And the cool thing that they did there, because I don't like the big Falcon, I think it just takes up too much view, you could just switch back to it being a baby by putting this little hat on it. And it turns it back into a baby. And you could put little hats, you could put little like monocles and like handkerchiefs on them.
Real question though, Joe.
Yeah.
Before I'll do a silly one and then I'll ask you a serious one.
Yeah.
How many times have you fist bumped the Falcon?
Honestly, every time I'm walking around, I'm pressing swear.
That's
I'm just like, and they're like every time, like my favorite one's the heart, and I'm like, oh my god, I need to save this bird. If this bird dies in the story, I'm gonna fucking cry.
My serious question is like, movement in VR is always tricky to get. Is it like you're teleporting from spot to spot, or are you actually walking with the sticks?
But if you want to, they let you move around with open sticks. And I know we're going to talk about it, very accessible as well. They let you customize the type of movement you want in the game as well. And they'll allow you to strafe with your head, or they'll let you pick up the stick and
any weird like vertigo feeling from moving around with the sticks?
No. I mean, like, it takes a little bit of getting used to, but it felt fine. I think my brain knows at this point that it's not real.
VR.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
So, and then I played this one provided by Three Fields Entertainment, Dangerous Driving.
Yeah.
I shouldn't like this game, Kyle.
No, I know you shouldn't.
I'm not a Burnout fan, not a racing guy. God, is this game so good.
It's fun, right?
It's fun. Like, this game was made in 7 months by 7 people, and you can tell it's been made in 7 months by 7 people. It's not the most polished. I fell through the graphics a few times, but it's just so much fun. It's like, if you're not a driving guy, if you miss the arcade like feel of racing games, if you're not into the Forza like simulation or Gran Turismo like simulation sport thing, this one's right up your alley. It's so good. I love Elimination. Pursuit is so much fun. There's so many modes that makes the bland level design actually feel great. Overall, I'm loving Dangerous Driving.
You know what?
Do you think it's worth the $30? Yeah.
I heard from 2 of our former guests, Blessing and Emmett, who both played this game, where I believe it has like Spotify integration in the game.
It does.
So you can go on Spotify and find a Burnout playlist from back in the day, and it feels just like you're playing a prettier version of the old school Burnout games.
Yeah, and that's how I would suggest it, because music is practically non-existent.
Yeah.
So you definitely want something in the back. This is a great podcast game as well. Turn your brain off, listen to a stream, or listen to a podcast.
That's awesome.
It's great. It's awesome. Both games that we've gotten for review, again, I'm really enjoying them. You can find probably a more in-depth review on Bad Big Games for Dangerous Driving today, probably. And also for Falcon Age, once I beat it, it'll be on the site as well. So there you go.
Awesome.
And also, Kyle, I forgot to mention this because I didn't tell you before the show. We have a different layout for the YouTube viewers.
Where am I? Am I still next to you?
Well, we're on the People Play Games type of banner right now because we just launched a new podcast called People Play Games. It's all about me lifting the veil, lifting the curtain behind various creative, awesome people in the industry, most of which you don't get to hear a lot about. So we interviewed Caitlin from Your Geeky Gal Pal, and it's all about being a queer gamer and identifying as a queer gamer in the video game industry and representation. And it's awesome. Go check it out. The response to it has been insane. So thank you all so much.
Good to hear.
Yeah. With that,
I know you've been working on that for a while, so I'm happy.
It's been super stressful. It's been super stressful and nerve-wracking because it is literally just saying, here's a big bullseye on my back. Say all the mean shit you want about me now. Right? It's like it gets to you. But again, I've not seen a mean comment yet, so Yay. All of it's been super positive. Thank you so much. Kyle, we got a lot of goobers today. All right?
Yeah, but they're important goobers.
They're very juicy goobers. So with that, what's the first story on the goober?
This comes from the one and only PlayStation blog, and it's been a long time coming, Joe. Online ID change on PSN. Your questions answered. It's finally here, everybody. We're excited to announce that the what?
I said, but do we want it?
Oh, good question. We're excited to announce that the online ID change feature on PSN is officially launching to all PlayStation 4 owners later today. You'll also be able to change your online ID via web browser, and that feature will also be available starting today. All PS4 games originally published on or after April 1st, 2018 have been developed to support the online ID change feature. However, since they have not all been specifically tested with the feature, we cannot guarantee that they will support it. For more details and information, we encourage you to refer to the list of tested games before making a change to your online ID. Do keep in mind that the large majority of most actively played PS4 games support the feature. The change can only be made through a PS4 system or web browser. The first change is free, and changes after that will cost $9.99 USD or Canadian funny money. For PlayStation Plus members, it will cost $4.99 USD or Canadian funny money for each change after the first one.
I like how you say funny money, and it's just bullshit currency.
Funny money, yeah.
Right? It's like it's dumb.
It's Monopoly
currency.
money.
Yeah,
it's
pretty much
bright colors.
Yeah.
What kind of issues could I potentially run into, Joe? Good thing you asked. Below are some of the issues you may encounter. We expect major issues to occur only in a small number of games. Number 1. Your previous online ID may remain visible to you and other players in some areas. Number 2. You may lose progress within games, including game save data, leaderboard data, and progress towards trophies. Number 3. Parts of your game and applications may not function properly both online and offline. Number 4. You may lose access to content, including paid-for content, that you may have acquired for your games, including content like add-ons and virtual currency. And then number 5, is a list of games with some issues that have been identified through the testing. And these games are as follow. Absolver, Downfall. Assassin's Creed 4, Black Flag. Big City Stories, Bloodborne. Call of Duty Ghosts, Crossout. Dark Souls 2, Scholar of the First Sin. Dark Souls 3. Dragon Quest Builders, EA Sports FIFA 17 Standard Edition. Gauntlet Slayer Edition, God Eater 2 Rage Burst, Grand Theft Auto 5, Gundam Versus, Guns Up, Injustice 2 Standard Edition, Killzone Shadowfall, Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, MLB The Show 17, Naruto Shippuden.
There's 3 Naruto Shippuden games.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all we need to do.
There's Storm 4, Storm Trilogy, and Road to Boruto expansion. Right. NBA 2K19, PlayStation VR Worlds,
Yikes.
Rock Band 4, Rocksmith 2014 edition, The Last of Us Remastered,
Yikes,
Titanfall 2, Trackmania Turbo, Trove, Uncharted 4, A Thief's End,
Yikes,
Uno, Warframe, and Wipeout Omega Collection.
Now, here's games, again, some problems. That means you may see other players as their old names. That's all really it means. Yeah. Small, little things. Little things. Again, that's what we've been told. But here's a list of major problems that, please, if you're thinking about switching your name, here's the games you need to be worried about playing. Disc Jam, Everybody's Golf, Just Dance 17, Little Big Planet 3, MLB 14, all the way to 16, the show. Onrush, which is like the latest one out of all these games, right?
Yeah.
Golf Club 2, Worms Battlegrounds. The 3 people out there playing Worms, I salute you. With that, Kyle, goes to this tangent by our very own Sean Capri. We knew about all the reasons this was a bad solution, but people seem to be celebrating today. This shouldn't have been a problem to begin with, and sacrificing games I own to change my name is brutal. We don't have to worry about a digital future. We have to worry about a digital now when it comes to Sony, when it comes to PlayStation. You could use that in today's podcast, Mr. Badbit. I will, Sean. You're right and wrong. I think... Okay, so I'm going to break this down. I think people are excited because you could finally change it.
Yes.
Right? What are your thoughts about... That's a long list. And like, yeah, a lot of those games aren't the most popular, but people still play them. And especially like the one that to me, like Last of Us, Uncharted 4, Bloodborne. Those are three biggies that are in the some issues.
GTA 5 too.
Oh yeah. So Kyle, what are your first thoughts walking in? Why are people celebrating? Like, what is your initial guttural reaction?
I mean, the celebrating part is easy for me to understand because it's finally here. That Sony actually put in the work and it's here. And since April 1st of last year, they actually made it so in the future, all games won't really have an issue.
Yeah.
At least according to them.
Sure.
But I do agree with Sean that there's a lot of concern here. Like, let's say, for example, let's just say GTA 5. Let's say you lose all of that virtual currency that you may have bought to play online. That is a lot of money that will be lost because you just changed your name. Or think about your game of the generation, Bloodborne. You just lose progress after all that hard work of taking down a super tough boss.
Right.
Like that's
just
rough.
because you wanted to change your name.
Yeah. That is rough. Like what are the workarounds to that? Do you just have a local save and you just don't upload it to the cloud in PS Plus? Like, I don't know how to switch that, but like that shouldn't even be a problem for us to figure out.
Right.
Type of thing. So I can see where Sean's coming from, but I could also see like, yay, it's finally here. If you have an awful name like Awesome Schlong, like, I don't know, somebody, it'd be great.
Would have that? What doofus? Yeah, no, like that's the same feeling here. So like, here's the thing about the trophy room. This is why I love it so much. And I honestly got Kyle, I think we have the best freaking podcast on the internet. Is because though we're a PlayStation centric show, we're not telling you that all things are hunky dory and that this is the best thing ever. That we're not trying to sell you a shit sandwich. And we cover PlayStation. That doesn't mean that we have we have to be absolute on everything Sony backs. There's a lot of creators out there. Like if you're a Nintendo creator, man, you're dying on that Labo sword for some freaking reason, right?
Well, you can't really die on it; it'll just bend.
Take that, Guru. There are creators that there are Xbox podcasts out there. Luke, this is not pertaining to you, but they're trying to tell me that Crackdown isn't as bad as what everybody else says, and that this is actually a huge feat for Microsoft to even achieve. And it's just no, it's just a mediocre to bad game, and it's okay. And it's okay, right? Not every game that comes out on PlayStation we love. A lot of them, that's why we're on this platform. But not every decision that we see, we're behind. Yeah. I'm not telling you to go out there and buy PS Now. God, I know, don't. No. Don't. We're not trying to say that backwards compatibility doesn't matter. It matters, right? We're not trying to tell you that crossplay doesn't matter. It matters. When I look at this solution, and to Sean's point, right, of we don't have to worry about a digital future. We have to worry about a digital now. That's where I actually completely disagree with you, Sean. We're seeing, as of right now, Sony reacting. We're seeing the wheels begin to turn. Is it as fast as I would like it to be? Absolutely not. But you're seeing them, over the past few weeks, we've seen them go back on digital returns and offer something that is a better solution. We're seeing the beginnings, the very, very near inception of you being able to play anywhere, right? I know it's a bad app, but trust me, once the PlayStation 5 comes out, we're going to have controller support. Just stop yelling. We're seeing Sony patent things for backwards compatibility. So we're seeing Sony prepare, and then we're also seeing them restructure to prepare for network compatibility or network capacity, right? We've just seen that the whole upper echelon has shifted. The old president is now in charge of the networking, and now the Jim Ryan is now the president of Sony Interactive Entertainment, because one knows how to sell boxes and the other one hopefully knows how to deal with some internet constraints. So we're seeing them make right moves. But here's the thing, Sean, I'm going to call you out on your shit on. We've seen Xbox being really, really progressive and really awesome on things like backwards compatibility, right? They looked at the future and they go, we don't have the backlog like Sony or Nintendo has. We don't have that first party strength. Let's just give them everything we got, right? That's backwards compatibility, right? Let's be progressive with everybody playing together. That's awesome. And now you have something that they know will put wind behind their back. We're seeing Microsoft being really progressive with awesome new ideas. But there is still one thing we don't see from Microsoft. That is any reason to buy the fucking box. I'm sorry. I'm going to be very blunt and honest with you. Game Pass is great and all, but I'm not buying a box for games that I've played years already. Or, years ago already, right? I'm not buying an Xbox for Halo or Gears of War anymore. They don't have a first-party backing. And now they've given us promises. Don't worry, we've bought seven studios, but we'll ignore the ones that we completely shafted and closed down this generation. Right? I'm looking at you, Fable. I'm looking at you, Phantom Dust. I'm looking at you, even Crackdown.
Yeah.
So hard-headed aside, we've seen Microsoft make a lot of promises this generation, but we haven't seen anything from them in terms of first party. And guess what? Everybody's cheering Xbox on going, wow, next generation, they're going to kill it. But have we really seen anything that says otherwise of me actually buying the box? Like, look at Nintendo right now. Nintendo is in a position where they do not have any type of network, right? Like, their online system is beyond anemic. Are we not worried about them?
Yeah.
So we're at a point where all three, the big three, are all figuring out what their strengths and what their weaknesses are, and they're all fixing them. Mm-hmm. So is this the perfect solution? No. But Sean, do you have a better one? Anybody out there who's being so pessimistic about this, do you have a better one? And I'm not saying that this is awesome, we should just deal with it. But do you really think Sony, this huge corporation that knows that this is an imperfect plan, is going to suffer the PR nightmare of releasing this if they didn't think this is the best they can do?
Agreed.
So, no, it's not perfect. No, we're not here championing it. But at the same exact time, is it the worst thing in the world and we should be so concerned about Sony at this very point in time in the future? No. In fact, I'm optimistic because at least they're trying. And I'm not saying that in terms of, like, just give them a chance, but, like, at least we see the wheels are spinning. That's been my bad bit rant of the night.
Yeah. I loved it. It was great.
Thank you. That's what I got to get off my chest. Because, like, I get it. Sometimes you just, like I look at Labo and I roll my eyes. I'm like, oh, my, wait, why are people excited about this? I get it. This isn't perfect. Now, I'm not telling you that this is great, but I'm also telling you this is probably the best that they could come up with, because if I had a DeLorean and I could travel back to 2005 and run over to the guy that thought, hey, you know what, let's put our IDs on our names, that's a great idea. Do you not think I would stop him and slap him in the face?
Yeah.
No, we would. Yeah. They thought that your ID was like an email address. Mm-hmm. It's like every time like you make a business account on Gmail and then you misspelled something, you're like, damn it, I gotta live with this or I gotta go and make another one. No, it's not perfect. It's not great, but it's there. And for the 60% of PlayStation 4 players that hopped on the bandwagon when Xbox fell on its face, this doesn't matter to them. Mm-hmm. Doesn't. It's not that bad. I mean, it's bad, but it's not what some people are making it out to be. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Kyle, we got another question. That whole rant. Marcus O'Neill writes over on Twitter and asks, with PSN's long-awaited name changes finally coming to fruition, what's the next fan servicey feature you would like to see Sony implement?
Man, this is a tough question because I feel like the easy way is just backwards compatibility. Just give us like the entire PlayStation backlog. In some way, I'm not saying all at once. That would be insane. Right. But like a plan to roll out, like here's PS1, trickle for a couple months, then PS2, then PS3, then PSP, Vita, stuff like that would be fantastic.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to think of outside of that box. What is the next fan servicey thing?
With all that said, though, none of these games would be trophy compatible, right?
I wouldn't think so, but that would be a really cool, again, that would be a cool fan servicey thing to do, is to replay the older games with trophies.
I mean, like, look at this shit.
I agree.
You know, Last of Us might give me troubles if I change my name to not something bad and generic, right? Like, yeah, it's awful. With that,
maybe a PS2 actual classic, like an actual classic machine that actually runs well.
Oh boy, you know what? Let's make something out of cardboard and call it innovation. That's a good one. What fan servicey thing? Just give me cross progression. I really don't even care about crossplay in terms of like the grand scheme of things. Give me cross progression so that I could take a game and actually play it wherever, and I'm fine. That's the thing I really care about the most, more than cross play. I want cross progression.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, that's it. Kyle, man, check my blood pressure after that one. Sean, I love you. Just knock it off with being negative. You've been very negative recently. I just want to hug you, tell you it's okay. Let's talk about God of War.
Let's do it. This next goober comes from Push Square. Yeah. God of War PS4 director says accessibility will never compromise his vision. The debate over accessibility and difficulty in games sparked by the release of Sekiro: Shadows Die Twice has been an ongoing matter for a few weeks now, and God of War director Cory Barlog took to Twitter to share his brief thoughts on the matter. In a reply to a tweet, Cory said, "Accessibility has never and will never be a compromise to my vision." In a line of tweets, Matt Thorson, creator of Celeste, stated, "If Sekiro had a Celeste-style assist mode, 1. Combat speed, 50 to 100%, sets game speed while enemies are aggroed. 2. Resurrections, +1 or infinite. 3. Invisible while sneaking. 4. Infinite posture. 5. Invincible while drinking gourd or always. Important elements of assist modes for hard games, in my opinion."
All right. And with that, Eric writes in via the Casa de Batbit Discord. There you go. I was trying to remember that. It popped in my head. In regards to the Sekiro easy mode debate that had been around for a while now, with many people asking for it to be changed to cater to everyone instead of the difficulty-looking audience, my question is, should a game be made less difficult to make it more inclusive to other people who don't want to improve their skill? And adding that, what can a game try to be more accessible to others, especially people with disabilities? Okay. So Kyle, what do you think about this whole easy mode debacle?
It's a thought that I use in many facets of my life. Mm-hmm. If it doesn't affect you, let it be.
Okay.
Like, I feel like, yes, I think all games should have some sort of an assist mode or difficulty tiers, like when we grew up. Yeah. Like every game I remember growing up with, you can pick easy, normal, hard, very hard if you're a crazy person. Mm-hmm. It makes sense to me because not everyone is the same level of skill of a gamer, but they want to experience what that game is. And so if you are that hardcore gamer that likes your Bloodborne, your Dark Souls, your tough, very tough games, then you don't need that. And I get that. But you wanting to prevent other people to actually experience the game and look down on just a thought of it having an easier mode to it is absurd to me.
I think this whole debate came out of an article out of Kotaku where saying easy mode never ruined a game.
Yeah.
And then people are like, how dare you? And it's kind of like a thing we see on the internet a lot, or like every time a From Software game comes out, we get this like talk about difficulty and like catering it, like how Eric, you say it, like catering the game where everyone instead of the difficulty looking audience, right? Like you're playing Bloodborne, you're playing Dark Souls because you want that challenge, you want that sense of accomplishment. That's why
you want to improve your skill.
Yeah, you want to. So for me, walking into this, I very much I'm of two minds on this, right?
Okay.
So one, I come from the Bloodborne background, of the Dark Souls background. I've played most of the Dark Souls series. Love Bloodborne, though. That's a game I could say I've beaten. I love multiple times. But at the end of the day, I also see the other side of like, you know, there's people with disabilities. I'm lucky enough that I'm born with all my appendages, that I haven't, knock on wood, anything happened to me that has inhibited my way of playing video games. But I know I'm lucky, and I know that there are some people that aren't as, I hate to say, lucky as I am. Right? Some people aren't, you know, don't have the gift of sight like the way we do. Or some people, you know, like my sister-in-law got into a car accident. She can't hold a controller. It's just the way it is. Her nerve damage sets her off so much that she's constantly in pain. So I see people like my sister-in-law, and of course I want them to play games.
Yeah.
Should every single game have an easy mode just so that everybody plays it? I don't know about that.
Really?
What I mean by that is, I think there could be a middle ground. I think what Matt talks about is something where, listen, if you want that challenge, it's there, and it's right there in front of you. You access it in the menu screen. You make it in accessibility options, and then you set the game to the way you want it to.
Yeah.
I think that's the way you make it so that people are happy about that decision in a game like Dark Souls, in a game like Sekiro.
Yeah.
But, like, I don't think necessarily, like, I haven't beaten Sekiro. I probably won't beat Sekiro. I don't feel like the game should be put on the easy mode because I can't beat it. But I think the option should be there so that people could tweak it if they have a physical or, you know, mental disability that they can't. They want that achievement as well, but it's not that easy for them. You know what I mean?
I get that, but I don't understand how it takes away from a game where if the game, like the old God of War games do this.
Yeah.
Like where if you're getting your ass kicked in the harder modes, it will say, do you want to default to an easier mode?
Yeah, don't
Just
do that.
Because you keep dying over and over again. But why?
No, because like the
it gives you
of,
the option. It doesn't kick you to easy.
Yeah.
But like it gives you the option if you want to.
The whole point of like that's fine for games like that. Right? But like for games like Bloodborne, it's about dying over and over again. It's about learning from your mistake, no matter how many times that takes. So like for me, like there's a lot of games where I get frustrated when I see that screen when I've died multiple times. They're like, so you want to go to easy mode because apparently you're a fucking dummy, or like you want to do normal because you're a dumb idiot. And I'm like, no, I'm not dumb. Stop it, knock it off. Like I got this game. I've got this. It just kind of adds to frustration. So like for me though, I think like, again, I'm not saying no game can have easy mode.
Yeah.
But I think like there is a way where we put it to the accessible options, and we just go, okay, like. I saw this on Dreamcast Guy's channel. He thought it was hilarious. I actually thought it was awesome. Where there's a mod in Sekiro on the PC. You could change it so that the enemies, like you can actually set how the enemy speed is and your speed. So you can move super fast or they can move super slow.
Okay.
And that helps for people who aren't or don't have quick reflexes. Mm-hmm. Or, you know, again, like any type of disability you have that helps you, it gives you the advantage in. Stuff like that is, to me, way more helpful than just an easy button.
But what if that option to go down to an easy mode is that, where the enemies are a little bit slower, and they detail what that means if you change?
Yeah, but I think those are just standard blocks. I think a more customizable route would be better in a game like Dark Souls.
Okay.
Right? Or a game that centered around that challenge.
Sure. But like going back to Matt Thorson with Celeste.
Yeah.
That is a game where I did use assist mode to clean up all the stuff at the end.
Sure.
Does that make it any less of a reward because I did that? No. Or so like then I don't understand the fight of having or just having that be a thing in all games. Like that's where I'm coming from. I mean, we're both arguing kind of the same thing at certain points.
Yeah.
But like I don't understand why people are against a game just giving people just an option to experience it. I just want people to experience the games that I love.
Well, yeah. So, like, moving on to Eric's point of like adding that, what game can try to be more accessible to others, especially people with disabilities? Honest to God, and I did not know this until I heard it. I think Andrea Renee on Games Daily talked about it. A lot of Sony games, first party games, have accessible options in there. So like for Uncharted, for example, there's one where you don't have to move the right stick. You could just move with just the left stick and all that stuff. God of War, there is like multitudes of levels that you can pick in order to play. Horizon, there's just like, give me the cinematics mode. So like it's all these different types of modes and features put into their games that make them more accessible. Naughty Dog, I believe, put it in Uncharted 4 because they got a letter from a fan saying that they couldn't beat Uncharted 2. And so they're just like, well, shit, let's be more accessible. I know, Sean, isn't Sony just awful? Shouldn't we just be you piece of shit, you piece of shit? But like that's awesome that we've seen developers just like out there going, yeah, no, like here's how we make the game better, not easier, but better for people who normally couldn't play this. You know? Mm-hmm. I like that.
Yeah, I think that's kind of what people want from Sekiro, is to make the game better for people that are having troubles with it. Yeah,
and I think as well, it's like a lot of people, man, I've seen a lot of evil shit on the internet as of late.
This whole thing
brought out
reading people. It makes me so angry.
Yeah, is it just me or is it getting crazier out there? So with that, I lost my chain of thought because I wanted to put that Joker reference in there. Like my argument has always been, if we're going to put, like, again, let's champion Xbox here for a second. The adaptive controller is freaking awesome. Yeah. It is the coolest piece of tech that has come out this generation. It is freaking dope. If we can have technology that helps hardware, why can't we have the technology to help software-wise for people with disabilities? I don't see that as a big negative. So, like, to me, again, like, I don't care if Bloodborne has an easy mode. If that means more people get to experience, I don't care. But for me, I would much rather prefer it so that it's totally customizable from the ground up. So that people like my sister-in-law can play, games. And it frustrates me when I see people like Nintendo be just not even giving a shit. Like, that's my biggest frustration. Again, like I say about Labo again. It's an irrational hatred of that device, of those things, because I look at it and I'm like, wow, Nintendo much more values cardboard than my sister-in-law, because like she hates, like, well, she likes like to watch Sony crap, but she can't play them. She doesn't like Microsoft stuff. She loves Nintendo. So when I look at Labo, I'm like, wow, I really like, oh yeah, it's about the family, but what about the families that kids have disabilities? Okay, great. So like, I get that. Accessibility matters, and I think it should be more of a ground up rather than just like, here's a button, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I got it.
Kyle. Man, we got 2 heavy topics in. I just need to rest. That's why I put this next segment in here called Who Died and Made You Duke? This is some Flash news.
Oh wow, this goober comes from Nintendo Life. What are you doing, Joe?
I don't know, man.
Okay.
It's been a week.
Shocker. Royal family out of touch, as Prince Harry says Fortnite should be banned. The Daily Express reports that during a visit to a YMCA in West London, Prince Harry urged parents to protect their children from irresponsible games, using Fortnite as an example. He described the game as an addiction, stating that parents don't know what to do about it and its effects on their children. Prince Harry, quote, "The game shouldn't be allowed. Where is the benefit of having it in your household?
Oh boy.
It's created to addict, an addiction to keep you in front of a computer for as long as possible. It's so irresponsible. Parents have got their hands up. They don't know what to do about it. It's like waiting for the damage to be done." End quote.
So 2 things I got out of this story. First thing I got out, and I want to ask you this question, Kyle.
Yeah.
Did you know that YMCA was in London? Like, they were in Britain?
Yes.
Really?
I did. Yeah.
I thought that was just an American thing. YMCA's gone international since when? Let me guess. They were always like in Britain. And
I'm not sure since when, but I knew there were a couple over there.
Okay, so also Prince Harry, right? He's the one that's married to Meghan, right?
I think so. I don't really know
She's
my
just
royal family.
Like, she's like way too good for him. First off,
Agreed.
Hey, yo, girl, I got my number for you right here. Secondly, I got one good question for you.
Yeah.
Or two good. One, isn't it awesome that we're not ruled by a monarchy anymore?
It's fantastic.
Yeah, stupid idiots. Looking at you, Canada. You're letting this old lady tell you how to play your video games. Two, where am I dumping all this shitload of tea that I've stolen from Andrew House's house to protest?
We should have done it at PAX last week.
We should. Oh my God, because we were in Boston.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, obviously the story's stupid.
Yeah, no. But I do agree. Fortnite is addicting because I've sat through how many episodes of the show where you just talk about how many wins you get in Fortnite.
True.
Bobby Miller has the tally mark.
Yeah, that's
right?
true. Yeah. You know what? You're right. I have a problem.
Yeah.
I can stop anytime I want, Harry. Fight me, bro. Fight me. Kyle, next story on the Goober, sir. How's the next change of pace? Ooh.
It was, but this is a new segment. Do you want to say what the new segment is called?
It's a new segment called, let me just scroll up. Have you ever heard of the tragedy of EA the Unwise? It's an old Sith legend.
Again, Joe, I don't know what you've been drinking today, but this one comes from PC Gamer.
I thought it was my quote from episode 3, but okay. Yeah, no, I know.
Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order.
Yeah.
Everything we know. Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order will be revealed this week at Star Wars Celebration. The reveal panel for Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order will begin on Saturday, April 13th at 1:30 p.m. Central Time. I'm just going to say Star Wars Jedi.
Or just say the game. You can even do that. You know what? Okay. For the sake of time.
Yeah, because it's written like 50,000 times. The game has a release date of fall 2019. During its announcement, it was already stated that the game would be released during holiday 2019. In an earnings call in February of this year, EA confirmed that fall 2019 is when the game is being released. The tagline for Jedi Fallen Order says the game tells an original Star Wars story around a surviving Padawan set shortly after the events of Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. It's a dark time for the Jedi, and they're being hunted down following the Empire's grim Order 66 policy.
66.
Writer Chris Avallone worked on the game. Chris worked on Knights of the Old Republic 2, along many other PC classics.
Yeah, gotcha.
Confirmed back in early March that he worked on Jedi Fallen Order with Respawn. Fallen Order is a single-player only game. Yes! And that was me adding that in. And it'll feature lightsaber duels, obviously, unusually for Respawn. Creators of the excellent Titanfall games and Apex Legends, Fallen Order is single-player only, which the official Star Wars site confirmed shortly after announcement. That was surprising news, given that the studio's first Titanfall game was multiplayer only. The sequel, of course, added an excellent, if extremely brief, solo campaign.
The most famous Seamus I've ever met in my entire life asks us he did it through the Discord. There you go. Are you excited for Star Wars Fallen Order, especially after everything EA has done with the Battlefront games? And some of their recent games, Anthem sucks. So with that, it's a great question, Seamus.
Yeah.
I got a little game to play with this.
Ooh, okay.
We're going to guess each other's excitement levels.
Oh, all right.
Okay?
Okay.
I don't know. I don't have a catchy name for it yet. I guess the hype. I don't know. We'll think about it. I don't know. I'm out of gas.
We'll workshop it.
Kyle?
Yeah.
I'm guessing, if I'm reading your mind, your hype level is...
All right, let me get a number in my head. Are we doing one between 1 and 10?
1 and 10. Yeah.
Okay.
You're out of 5. Because all the times we've talked about Star Wars, I don't think you carry the passion for Star Wars as someone like me has. So, like, I don't think you're the biggest Star Wars fan in the world.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't even get the reference that I threw out before. Mm-mm. So I don't think you care too much, but you like it that it's a single player game. So I'm guessing it's at like a 5. You're like tempered.
Yeah, all right, you were close. I had it at a 6, 6.5.
Good enough.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. Oh my god.
You're right. I'm not a huge Star Wars fan, but I enjoyed the movies a lot. I don't know all the references. Like, you could throw out another one at me, and I would not know what that is.
Like, the one thing that really pissed me off was because like I took this from PC Gamer. Of course, they were too busy arguing about the Steam store or whatever the hell. Like, they're like, oh, TurboTax, and just like, no, H&R Block, TurboTax, oh, Excel.
Minesweeper.
Yeah, I'm like, Jesus, get a grip, guys. But they're just like, Order 66 policy, and then like right afterwards, they were like, what were the other 65? I'm like, you dumb idiots.
Oh,
I know.
I know that reference.
Yeah.
Like, come on now.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
No. No, the other one I was throwing at you was, have you ever heard the tale of the tragedy of EA the Unwise? It's Plagueis the Wise. It's an old Sith legend. That was his emperor. That was Palpatine's. Sorry, that was Palpatine's Sith master that he kills. Like, in a really dope ass way.
That's who we thought what's his face was.
Yes,
in Last Jedi, right?
Yep.
Snoke. Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. See, I know just a tiny bit.
Yeah, you just ended up being a guy in a robe.
So I'm gonna guess yours.
In a robe. Yeah.
We can guess yours.
Okay. I'm right here.
I know that you love Star Wars.
I do.
Terracassia is one of your favorite games.
It's game of the generation, fifth generation.
Yeah, exactly. You want it back. So I'm gonna go pretty high for you, especially because I know you love Respawn as well, and you love your Titanfall.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say at 8.5.
Holy shit!
Did I get it right on the money?
Let me tell you why you're the best co-host. That was literally, I was just like, as you were saying it, I was changing it in my mind, and I'm just like, it's a literally. I was just like, it's between an 8 or a 9.
Yes,
dude, I can't help but be excited. I'm sorry, I don't know. I love Star Wars. We get it. Ryan Johnson ruined the whole thing. You know, come on, you know. But to me, I don't like where EA has handled has took Star Wars down a dark path. Okay. I don't like the way that they've handled it, but I love Respawn. I understand that EA liked what they saw out of Respawn so much that they bought them for $500 million. They liked them so much that they canceled another project because Respawn was just gaining so much traction, so much progress in making this game, that they were just like, holy crap, that's awesome. It's impressive. Most impressive. I understand that this is their first ever venture outside of like a first person shooter.
Yeah.
But when I look at Respawn's rap sheet, they haven't hit a sour note. Like, even games that didn't sell well, like Titanfall 1 and 2, were still fantastic games that I enjoyed. Like, Call of Duty revolutionized multiplayer gaming. It's the thing that put it on the map, right? So, like, for me, I honestly, God, I can't help but to be excited. So much so, sir. So much so. And I know, again, I get it. I get it. I shouldn't be. It's EA. But I'm going to be doing reactions to this. I want to watch the trailer. I want to see this. And so with that, Antonio writes in via Twitter, is it possible for Star Wars Fallen Order to live up to expectation? Is it even possible for a fresh take on is there even a possible fresh take on Jedi combat, lightsabers, and force powers in action? So the expectations.
I assume he's talking about Force Unleashed, right?
Yeah. So what do you think this game is? Is this a Force Unleashed like game, or is this we're going back to Jedi Academy?
I would think more Force Unleashed area.
Yeah.
That's where I kind of want it to be.
Okay.
I do agree with Antonio a little bit. Like, I don't know what they could do to the lightsaber stuff to make it feel fresh and not just a like new coat of paint, for lack of a better term.
My always big problem with lightsabers in video games is that they feel like Nerf bats. Like my dream Star Wars game is I'm taking off limbs, dude. Like it to me it looks more like Dynasty Warriors type of combat where like throw 80 droids at my Luke Lord has a chub right now as I'm speaking. Throw 80 droids at me and I'm slicing and dicing. Like they don't stand a freaking chance. Like that would be my dream. For me though, I think we're going like top down over the shoulder. What I would like this story to be, because it's between 3 and 4, I don't know if they're going to do this, probably not, is I would like it to follow a young Kaden. And Kaden is from Rebels. He's an awesome character. He's voiced by the guy that voiced oh my god, the big blue guy in Dragon Age. Freddie Prinze Jr. There you go.
Oh, okay.
He awesome character. And the way he develops is fantastic. And throughout the first season, you think he's just a smuggler, but he's also force sensitive. So to me, how we make the combat feel a little bit more fresh is that, yes, you have this lightsaber, but like the promotional material is like, I forget what they say. It's like, don't stand out or something. It's about hiding yourself. So I actually think we're going to do more, maybe even some type of like cover-based system. Like we're using blasters, force powers, and a lightsaber to boot. Okay. But I don't know if we're turning the lightsaber on all too much. Because to me, I think it's all about concealing yourself rather than just whipping that lightsaber out and going to town. And I think they're going to go maybe a opposite route where they took Starkiller. I know I'm going on all these tangents, but like they're like Starkiller, they made him so overpowered, and then the second one it was just ridiculous, right? Like the promotional material was him tossing around Darth Vader like a rag doll. I would like it where you're a Jedi, but you're not a powerful one. You are not the one. You cannot go against Darth Vader and even think about, telling the tale afterwards. So I would like it to where, like, you're a force user, but you're not the best. But you have to be the smartest.
I think this is where this excites me. We mentioned before, this is going to take place, like, right after Order 66. And so, Order
66.
It's a very, even said it in this PC Gamer thing, it's a dark time for the Jedi. Yep. So I think that would be a really cool thing to have your character, whoever it is, try to be as inconspicuous as possible, and trying to act like just a regular old schmo trying to get by. But then when he has to use, he or she, could be cool if it was, you could have a choice. When you have to use the force powers, like the moment that battle is over, you need to go hide. Like people are coming after you, type of thing. Like I'm imagining like an Uncharted. Again, this is going back to like whatever 1313 would have been. Yeah. Like from the small little videos of that. Yeah. But like with more lightsabers, Jedi stuff here and there.
Okay. I would and I would love to see it where like the prologue is you're fighting clones, and then like it's the part in time where the clones are just kind of dying out and they're using like regular troopers. Right, like they have the long registration lines and stuff like that. I would love that. That would be super dope. Where we're seeing, because it's an interesting art style that some games have taken, like Force Unleashed, where we see where the Imperial army starts to begin and the clone army starts to end, and it's this weird art style that is like the perfect blend of Clone Wars meets the classic, and it just looks so dope. Yeah. So that's where I go. I'm sorry, that was
just give me an option. Like I'm gonna try to Jedi mind trick people.
Yeah.
But there's the chance that you can fail, like some sort of mini game or something.
Oh yes, that
and
would
then
be dope.
And then stuff goes down. Like if you fail, like you we
should stop talking because we're building up expectations.
Are you doing question?
Yeah.
Are you doing a live reaction like on a stream?
Probably not, because last time that happened, it was kind of I couldn't record and stream at the same time. So it'll probably be something that I record and then just quickly edit and put out there.
Ah, sweet.
Yeah.
Okay.
But with that, more than anything, I just want a good game.
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Kyle, hold on to something real fast, okay? Again, I should let everybody know I'm under the weather this week, and it's just been... Oh, I feel like I'm about to get the flu, and I'm panicked. Kyle, prepare the drop. Now, we know each and every week the latest and greatest in PlayStation drops. All the games. They're great, from what I hear. Here's where the fever starts coming in. But there's too many great games. So here's what we have to do. We have to just pick one. What is that one game that you're excited? And tell us why. Kyle, what's your game of the week?
It's a game you talked about earlier. It's Dangerous Driving. It's a game about the sort of driving you want to do when no one else is looking. The game gives you the chance to live out that fantasy. To floor it in everyday cars at high speeds, weaving in and out of traffic and slamming the other cars right off the road.
Fun fact, that's what Sean Capri does every time he's recording the Xbox track.
With the coffee in his hand?
Yep, and he's just like, bah! And everybody's like, what the fuck? This guy's a madman. The next one, this was my pick, Falcon Age. Falcon Age is a first-person single-player action adventure as Aura learned to hunt, gather, and fight to reclaim her cultural legacy in the lost art of falcon hunting against the force of automated colonializers. Bond with a little baby falcon, always look how cute and adorable, and go on an adventure.
Yeah.
Those are our picks of the week. And that's we didn't pick them just because they're sponsored.
No.
We picked them because literally.
I mean, I looked at the list and there's things like Hospital Simulator and Airport Simulator.
Yeah,
and
airports. Why would I ever want a simulation of me getting frustrated or kick the shit out of an airplane?
Yeah. So
why do I want to be simulated of a flight attendant just walking up to me going, "You're too fat for this flight."
Can you imagine you have to simulate a cross country flight in real time?
Man, that's so exciting for the three people.
Ooh.
Oh, I don't have enough leg room.
Sir, do you want a towel?
Ooh, thank you. Here's some shitty food. Oh my god, it's like I'm actually being beat up. It's great.
Would you like to watch Jurassic Park 3? Or Men in Black 3?
We have Hotel Transylvania.
Oh, wait, real quick.
Yes.
Complete aside. I saw a fun fact about Avengers Endgame. I'm not going to spoil anything.
Okay.
But Endgame is the first year where it's not releasing, an Avengers movie is not releasing the same year as that Hotel Transylvania movie.
No way.
Every single time Avengers has come out, Hotel Transylvania has come out. So I wanted to put that out there.
That one's for you, dude.
That's right.
Holy crap, dude. Everybody's going to die in that movie. I can't. I'm at the point, Kyle, where I get anxiety over it because
me too, man.
I don't want any of them to go.
I know. It's going to be a rough
You'd be
movie.
disappointed if everybody makes it.
Yeah, it would feel a little cheap.
Yeah. So it's just like, ooh, someone's going to have to bite the proverbial bullet. I'm looking at you, Cap and Iron Man.
Oh, no.
Oh, boy.
No. But they just shook hands and became friends again.
I know. And, like, the worst thing is, like, little Spider-Man, he's going to be like, my Uncle Ben got Uncle Ben.
Oh, no.
I really don't feel good. And now John Favreau's porking my mom. Sorry, my aunt.
Oh, no.
He's going to make a good Lion King, dude. I'm pretty pumped for it.
I can't wait.
Boy.
There's the fever.
Yep, it's it. Hey, we haven't even gotten to the crazy part of this podcast with Andy House's Snail Mail. Honest to God, I'm not feeling very good. I'm under the weather. So what I did was I took a flight to Great Britain.
Whoa, you are patient zero for a ton of people right now.
Yeah, including his dumb family. So I knock on the door and I'm just like, dude, I'm sick. I'm not in the mood for this. So could you just give me the mail? And in exchange for these blankets. They're fine. They're nice looking blankets. You're gonna love them. Knitted them myself. And Andy's just like, you know what? I'm tired of running. I'm like, same here, dude. I'm sick of the cat and mouse game we play. He's like, here's just the mail, you know. And listen, it's good that you came out and we talked about this. Like, man, I'll take the blankets. It's really nice. They're really awesome patterns. I'm like, thank you. I worked real hard on them. He gives me the mail. I walk away. Dumb fucking idiot. I sneezed on all those blankets. Your kids are gonna get the flu, you idiot. What a stupid fool.
I was wondering where you're going with that.
Oh, where are we going? Steve Fontana writes, what's up, man? Long time no see.
What up, buddy?
So now that PS name changes are here, let's play a game. What is your new PSN name which you would give each other? For Kyle, I'd go with Hug and Beard 73. And for Bad Bit, I'd go with Big Bad Biddity Style 69. You're both
Big
welcome.
Bad Biddy style.
I like it. Kyle?
Yeah.
What's my name?
Wanted by Interpol.
Dope.
Fugitive.
Well, for yours, I'm going the real Tom Hanks. Because people will be messaging you nonstop. Because if I just named you Tom Hanks, people would second guess it, right?
Oh,
Be like, but I bet it's not the real Tom Hanks.
Is there an underscore in there? Like the real underscore Tom Hanks?
Yeah,
Or the
yeah.
Real Tom underscore Hanks?
Oh, absolutely. I'd find a way to get that little star next to your name so that it looks like you're verified.
Yeah. It's the S in Hanks, the dollar sign.
No, it looks super legit. And I would even change your profile picture to be like Captain Phillips or like his latest role.
It's just Woody.
It's Woody. There you go. Dude, they probably have that.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
Kyle, could you read the next question? Because I'm parched.
Sure. This comes from Nasty Boots.
Yeah.
Now, you can change your name on PSN. Do you think there will be a drop in the underscore 69 trend that makes people's names super awesome? Do you think we will see more of this? Yes, I ask the hard questions we all want to know every time.
Will we see a drop in the XXXs, the 420s, the 69s of the world?
Blaze it.
YOLO, dude. YOLO.
Oh, God.
I hope not.
Yeah. I kind of wish they would all go away, but I know they're not.
Yeah, no, I don't care. And that's the thing too. Like at the end of the day, we're all like, this isn't a good solution. But how many people are really gonna actually give a shit?
Yeah, true.
You know, most people is just like, dude, I see Xbox Live. I'm just like, I walk in there. I'm like, guys, you know, you could change your name,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Come on, dude, Jesus. And the last question, Kyle. Now I'm just lazy. Could you read that for me?
This comes from, I'm assuming, a famous Seamus. You have to confess to your crimes against gaming. Oh boy, we all know. Well, you steal mail from Andy House. You've kept this family under house arrest. This isn't the question. This is just me telling you these are your crimes against gaming, Joe. We all know everyone, including you two, use cheats in games at least once. My question is, what are some of your favorite cheats in games? They can be both cheat codes or glitches you can exploit. Also, question about the giveaway. I already gave you guys a 5-star review on iTunes during the Red Dead Redemption 2 giveaway. Does this mean I got a bonus entry, or do I have to leave another 5-star review?
Man, what a great question. Let's just start from the back and work our way to the front. That's what she said. Yes. Like a Tarantino moving. Let's start at the end here. First off, we have a Days Gone giveaway. To win a copy of Days Gone, it has to be physical now, so I have to ship it out to you. Yikes. Thanks a lot, Sony. But yeah, in order to enter, all you have to do is follow PS Trophy Room on Twitter. All one word, and you're entered. You like and you retweet the pinned tweet, you're entered. Now, there's a bonus entry, which is rating us 5 stars on iTunes. It helps us out, shows us that you care, and it gives you a bonus entry to win the game when it comes out. So with that, if you've already done that, if you're the Robbie Bobby Millers, if you are the famous Seamuses out there in the world, you've already went the extra mile. Don't worry, I know. I check like crazy. But if you're from like Great Britain or like a smaller country, I don't know. They're all figments of the imagination to me. I'm American. Please tweet us that image. And just in general, just tweet us the image of your 5-star review, or else there might be a chance I overlook it. So, and when I say chance, I mean there's a good possibility that I'm going to overlook it because iTunes, it's selected via country. So if you're like from like Poland, I can't just go through the flags and just, get each and every review out there. It'd be crazy. So again, tweet us a picture and you'd be entered. If you already did it, I know who you are. Seamus, I know you entered. Don't worry about it.
Real quick, Jeff.
Yes.
You just saying that the UK is a figment of your imagination. Does that mean you travel to Andy House's house in your mind every week to get the mail?
I'm going to spin this little die I have in the back. If it falls, this is a dream.
Oh, okay.
It's a cheap gag, but people seem to really love it and talk about it years afterwards. So with that, what is your biggest crime against gaming? Yeah.
I have a couple.
Okay.
I mean, some are not like super hardcore crimes. Like everyone's done GTA cheats like nonstop. Everyone, I'm pretty sure, has done like the Tony Hawk cheats where you can do like no gravity and just high score it up. I mean, for me, it's not really so much the cheat stuff, but like not playing certain major games are like my big crimes against gaming. Like Bloodborne, I've never really touched, and you hate me for it. Zelda, never played a Zelda game for more than 10 minutes.
Overrated, don't worry about it.
Witcher is sitting right there on my shelf, haven't touched it. Those are kind of my hardcore crimes that I should probably go to jail for.
Straight up jail. Probably go to jail. Holy shit, okay. No, that's what I think too. Like, I don't know. I never thought cheats were a big thing. Yeah, like GTA cheats, Tony Hawk cheats are the first one that come to mind. But it's really
we've all done exploits before, but I don't consider that cheating.
I thought you were going to say ecstasy.
Sure.
Kyle, what? We've all done exploits. Let me think. This is a great question. Man. I'm even like trying to think of mods back in World of Warcraft that were like shady that you shouldn't have done. But nothing really too bad.
Does the Pokemon rare candy trick count as cheating?
I think.
Or is that another exploit?
I mean, Missingo back in the day, right?
Yeah,
that was a big one. God, Detective Pikachu looks fucking great. Is that going to be a day one? I'm pretty sure it's a day one for me.
Detective Pikachu?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you see the latest trailer?
My birthday weekend.
Oh my god!
I have not though,
dude. It's just showcasing a whole bunch of them, and there's a Charmander. I freaked. Let's see. Crimes against gaming. Well, I talked about Pokemon on a PlayStation podcast. I did an Xbox podcast when I really wasn't a fan of it. Because that's a thing.
I guarantee you, almost every single one of you that are listening to this committed a crime against gaming where you didn't support the Vita. How dare you? How dare you?
That actually, you know what? That'll be my sin. So for a person that has a PlayStation podcast, I'm gonna be real with you.
Yeah,
the PSP was all right, and the Vita.
Oh no.
That'll be my gaming sense.
Bye.
Oh no. Yeah, I was a DS boy. I liked my SP. Those were dope. You know.
Oh man.
I'm sorry, Kyle.
It's fine.
I'm so sorry. So that's been the trophy room, I think. We ended up on a bummer, but yeah, man, that's been the show. Again, it was a slower week, but man, there was a lot of.
We talked about something major that is finally in PlayStation. It's happening.
Yeah,
and after years and years and years.
And like just easy mode. Please be nicer to people.
Yeah.
Please, just be nicer. There's just so many ways of just being a better, decent human being.
Joe, real quick.
Yeah.
Something we do on the show. We say, go give some love to some creator out there.
I think I know who you're talking about.
Can I make a suggestion?
Sure.
Go give some love to Steven Spoon of Able Gamers. He on Twitter, I think yesterday and today, actually, since this whole accessibility thing has been going on, people are just being extremely rude and just saying some really awful things about how accessibility is not that big of a deal. So go give him some love and go check out Able Gamers because they do fantastic work.
Yeah, please. And let me try to get his name out here as well so that I don't mispronounce it or misspell it. Again, reach out to Steven Spawn. I think it's Spawn. I don't think it's Spoon, you son of a bitch. It's STEVENSPOHN. Again, it is STEVENSPOHN. Steven Spawn does great, amazing things on the internet and is one of my biggest inspirations of 2019. He's fantastic. And seriously, like the way he's encountered with so many people, both big and small, when it comes to like content creation and this whole debate, he's reached out to so many, impacted so many, and to see so many people being absolutely evil. Yeah, that's the only word that comes to my mind is evil towards him. God, you're sick. God, you need help. If literally like an easy mode in Dark Souls gets you so upset that you need to say something fucking chaotically gross, you need to find the nearest cliff and I'll walk you towards the edge. Because seriously, you're fucking disgusting.
Yeah.
It's fucking gross. There's things I've seen. And some of the creators, I'm not going to say names, but like I've seen just kind of mock the idea. You're sick. You're gross. You need fucking help.
Yeah.
Ugh. But I'm going to leave it on a high note. Steven Spawn. Awesome. Awesome person. The one gift that I keep popping up in my head is literally what he's been doing this whole week. Is like, it's like the Iron Man Tony fight where he just gets up. He's like, I could do this all day. That's been Steven. Like, he's been terrific. So go out there. Give him some love. Did I wave myself this week? Absolutely not. It's been too chaotic. Hopefully next week it gets so much easier. Because right now, I've just been in a constant mode of panic attacks and being sick. And it's gross. And I hate it. So with all that said, Kyle, let's plug out of here.
Sure. As always, I'd like to plug myself at WhoDatNinja73 on Twitter and on PSN. That name's not changing. Go send me those friend requests. My podcast, all about the kind of funny community, is BFS Talk Funny or Best Friends Talk Funny, wherever you listen to podcast services. And pretty soon, next week, maybe, new podcast that the kind of NYC crew is doing called Dollar Slice Podcast. You can find that at Dollar Slice Pod on Twitter. And we're pretty sure that it's going to go live everywhere where you can listen to podcasts soon.
Ooh. And here, if you like this podcast, and I know why you would, then please follow us on Twitter, PS Trophy Room. Get entered in our Days Gone giveaway. Please, please, please subscribe to us over at Bad Bit Games, where we talk about the latest and greatest in all things PlayStation. And yeah, if you love the Trophy Room, please rate us 5 stars. It gives you a bonus entry. And you can follow us wherever there's an RSS feed out there. My personal favorite is Overcast. It's a fucking awesome app that one person made. Juan Rybo taught me that. So with all that said, with all that out of the way, everyone keep hunting and keep playing PlayStation.